This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Hey, a great Wednesday morning. I looked at the calendar. Take my word for it today. Today is Wednesday. Don't know what the date is, but who gives a damn about the date? I want to thank everyone. We were inundated with calls all over, calling us and complimenting us on the upgrade, the sound quality, and the great clarity on our all-new and improved KQQZ 1190 AM. Again, you can switch from KMOX, the big 50,000-watt powerhouse out of St. Louis, go to 1120, flip over to 1190, and you'll see what we're talking about. So it'll be the last time I thank everyone for putting up with our crap, the low power we had for a couple of weeks, but we're stronger than ever, clearer than ever, and we're going to get out between 1190 and 1430 KZQZ. We're going to get out to over 4.5 million potential listeners, and we're going to carry it. We're going to carry it all the way. Let's take care of our housekeeping. Got Carl Officer sitting in with me again. I want to get down to East St. Louis. I want to talk about Washington Park. We're going to go up to Belleville. Feel free to call. If you have any questions, concerns, you want to talk, you want to cuss me out, don't give a damn. Give me a call. Toll free, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. We are America's voice of freedom, and definitely the Patriot. The Millstock Community Blood Drive will be held Thursday, November the 12th from 4 to 8 p.m., sponsored by the Millstock Consolidated School District. It'll be held at the Multi-Purpose Room, 211 West Mill Street in Millstock. They don't have a telephone number, but it's for the Red Cross. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact the Red Cross. But if not, if you can make it to the great community of Millstock on Thursday, November the 12th, please do from 4 to 8 p.m. Their Millstock Community Blood Drive. WorkSmart, this Sunday, November the 8th, from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Muscuda Moose Lodge, located at 111 North 2nd Street in Muscuda. All-you-can-eat pork sausage, sauerkraut, mashed potatoes. Carryouts are available. Any questions or concerns, you can call 566-2833. And they're going to have music by the Cactus Moon from 1 to 5 p.m. Free dance with meal purchase. Veteran Salute coming up November the 6th, this Friday at 1 o'clock p.m. McCormick Center, 300 South 2nd Street in Belleville, honoring all military veterans. Says, please join us. Enjoy our salute to the veterans, presented by the Notre Dame Academy students. Veterans Appreciation Dinner to be held November the 8th. At 319 North Marion Street in Bunker Hill, Illinois. Doors open at 12:30 p.m. Meals are from 1 to 4. Serving chicken and dumplings. We're going to try to make it up there. Hopefully everybody else can. It's a $6 donation. All veterans eat free. The dinner is courtesy of the American Legion Partridge Post 578, the Women's Auxiliary out of Bunker Hill, Illinois. The East St. Louis Veterans Memorial Post 2505, their annual Veterans Day dinner event 2015, honoring their hometown business entrepreneurs, will be held this Sunday from 3 o'clock p.m., November the 8th. Tickets are $30. It will be held at the Clyde C. Jordan Senior Citizen Center at 6755 State Street in East St. Louis. If you need questions, have any concerns, or want tickets, you can call 618-616-1720. Polish American War Vets Annual Turkey Shoot, Sunday, November the 15th from noon till dusk. Going to have drawings, free ham and bean soup. The veterans, the Polish American War veterans are located at 2180 North 81st Street in Caseyville, Illinois. Their number, 398-5040. And Chico and all the guys want to say hi to you. Trivia night this Saturday, November the 7th. It's St. Joseph's Parish Center in the great village of Freeburg, Illinois. It's the Freeburg High School Music Boosters. They're going to have a silent auction, a cash bar. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact the great people at 618-539-0072. The annual Smithton Fire Department Fall Barbecue. Smithton, we were out there yesterday talking to a lot of people, and thank you guys for the great reception out in Smithton. A bunch of great people also in the Smithton area. They'll have dine-out or carry-outs available. Lady Auxiliaries Bake Sale also. That's Sunday, this Sunday, November the 8th. It'll be from 11 a.m. until everything's sold out. Ribs, pork steaks, bratwurst. The annual Smithton's Fire Department. Located and will be held at the Smithton Firehouse. Chicken and beer dance to benefit the Freeburg Junior Midgets cheerleaders to be held at Carbon's Knotty Pine, their banquet hall. That'll be this Saturday, November the 7th. $15 per person, $20 at the door. Doors open at 6 o'clock p.m. Music also furnished by the Cactus Moon Band. What a great band. If you like country music, you'll love them. They'll be around from 7 to 11 p.m. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Tara at 406-2078. The 59th Annual Chicken and Beer Dance, sponsored by the Belleville Firefighters Association Local 53. They present Old Salt Union, a great country band. Doors open at 6, food served at 7. It's $20 admission to be held this Saturday at Fisher's Restaurant. If you'd like to support the fire department in Belleville, the great guys, and want to get tickets, you can call 234-2244. The St. Wenceslaus Parish, their Fall Festival coming up this Saturday, November the 7th from noon to 9 p.m. Going to have fried chicken, roast beef dinners, homemade desserts. Come and meet Fred Bird. They're going to celebrate Mass at 4 p.m. Live music from 5 to 9. Games, raffles. They're located at 3022 Oregon at Arsenal in South St. Louis. And Chris Bardo, thank you very much, sir. You can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. Go to our streaming, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling, to pick up all 3 of our great stations. Please like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or our sister station, our 50,000-watt powerhouse, KZQZ 1430 AM. You can hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m. and also now broadcasting Monday through Friday at the stroke of midnight from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every Monday through Friday. On this date, November the 4th, 1842, Abraham Lincoln married Mary Todd in Springfield, Illinois. On this date, November the 4th, 1904, the first stadium built specifically for football was at Harvard Stadium. On this date, November the 4th, 1924, Nellie Ross was elected to the United States' first female governor in Wyoming. On this date, November the 4th, 1938, the first Mercury vehicle appeared at dealerships back in 1938. On this date, November the 4th, 1939, air conditioners first appeared in cars by the Packard Motor Company in Chicago, Illinois, back in 1939. On this date, November the 4th, history was made. November the 4th, 2008, Barack Obama became the first African-American to be elected President of the United States. That's what happened on this date, November the 4th, throughout all these years in our world's history. I got to say, what a hit piece. What a hit piece that the Belleville News Slimocrat, and I call it Slimocrat because they're a bunch of slime balls, strike cost everyone but East St. Louis teachers. What are you guys talking about? They're casting a bad light on the teacher's salary that says here the teachers average $71,000 a year. You know, in this day and age, that's not a whole hell of a lot of money, $71,000, and you have the taxes taken out, unemployment tax, you have all your taxes taken out. So it's not a bad salary. They're not going to starve. But for them to get an education, a bachelor's, a master's, some have PhDs. But for the News Democrat in their editorial to cast a bad light, they've got the East St. Louis teachers in the editorial cartoon stepping up on a money jar, and they're stepping on the backs of the students. And how disingenuous is that? Hey, you bastards at the News Democrat, you're not talking about Culver's $300,000 compensation package. You're not talking about all the administrators that he's brought down from Chicago, from Springfield, making $150,000, $200,000 a year, but you want to throw the teachers under the bus. Now, maybe they wanted a little bit more than they got, but that's what you call negotiations. That's what you call negotiations. But for the News Democrat, the piece of crap by the editorial board, my ass, they won't even put whoever wrote this won't even put their name on it. But they're sitting here. They're sitting here just passing such a bad light on the school teachers, and that puts a bad light on every school teacher throughout this state, throughout this country. And I want to salute our school teachers everywhere, because you've heard me say it a million times. They have in their hands, and they mold our most precious commodity, our children. And if anybody's going to get more money or get better accolades or get better working conditions, I'd much rather it be my school teachers than the rotten bastards up in Belleville at the county courthouse, the rotten bastards in Springfield at the State House, the rotten bastards in Washington. Let's give our teachers a break. But for the News Democrat to say what they've said in this, and you guys get it out of the trash, and it'll really piss you off. How disingenuous for you rotten bastards to throw the teachers under the bus. They didn't get everything they wanted. They probably didn't even get a fair shake. But for you to say, they average $71,000 a year, like they're going to get rich. If you got a family of 4 and you're making $71,000 a year, you're not making it very good. But anyway, hey, Mayor, you were an ex-board member down in East St. Louis, and we fought to help the teachers out this last couple of weeks. I did, you did, with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. What the hell? When they cast a light like this on teachers to say everybody lost but the teachers, and then nobody responds, I want to respond, and I know you've got a good response in support of not just our East St. Louis teachers, but our teachers all throughout this great country.
Well, I think it shows the unfairness of the editorial board. I would venture to say none of them have had a conversation with any of the teachers there.
I agree.
And have not talked to the dedicated men and women who work for Local 1220. It's not just the teachers. This is support staff that also was a part of that agreement. And whenever I go to a school in East St. Louis or a school anywhere, it's more than just the principal. It's more than just the teacher. It's the janitor. It's the clerk in the office. They all work in concert to help these young minds become better educated, to become better citizens. And quite frankly, I don't know if I could work under those conditions on a regular basis, day in and day out. They see some tremendous things, everything from the negative to the extremely positive. It's a rewarding job in so many ways when I talk to teachers, but I think it's unfair for the newspaper editorial board to say that the teachers were the only ones who won out in this situation. I don't believe there's one single teacher that was pleased that he or she was not in the classroom helping their students. I don't think that there was one single teacher that has not wanted to go to work and make sure that they could help some student get a better education and a better understanding of the America that they live in and the world that they live in, but to be better citizens. I think it's unfair for the News Democrat to do that, and I think that they need to reevaluate that and perhaps maybe have an open opportunity to have a face-to-face discussion with the teachers of Local 1220. I would like to see what their response is going to be with the Alton teachers who are just getting ready they voted and authorized the strike. Let's see what they're going to say about the people in Alton. The men and women who teach young people throughout Illinois and throughout the country, whether you're in parochial school or public schools, those are the toughest jobs out.
We've got some callers. Go ahead. Let's take a caller or two. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hey, yeah, Bob, I really appreciate this opportunity. I appreciate you standing up for what you think is right.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
The reason I was calling, I'm a member of the Central States Pension Fund. And I received a letter recently telling me that they're planning on slashing my pension benefit by over 50%.
Now, Mark, now with the pension fund, what did you do? What was your occupation?
I was in the Teamsters for 30 years. I worked at a car dealership in the parts department.
Okay. And what Teamsters local, what was that, Mark?
Local 618.
Okay. And so we got a little background. Now, the Teamsters are telling you, your union people are telling you that you guys are going to have to take a 50% cut in pension?
Yeah. Yes, sir. The Central States Pension Fund sent me a letter telling me that my pension benefit would be reduced from what I'm getting now, which is $2,200 a month, down to $1,075 next year.
You know what? I'm not an attorney, Mark, but if you guys got an attorney, is this legal?
Well, evidently, in this big omnibus bill that passed at the end of last year, they snuck in this bill, the Multi-Employers Pension Reformation Act, which gives them the right to do this. And it was all passed by no good, low-down, no-count politicians that you're always talking about.
Yes, I know all about that.
And so, yeah, from 1974 until 2014, it was against the law to reduce anybody's pension. But these no-count bastards slipped it into that omnibus bill, and then that paved the way for what I think is just the first domino to fall, because if they do it to us, there's not going to be too many people that aren't going to be feeling the impacts of this.
You know what, Mark? I agree with you because I salute all. I'm a Teamster Local 600 out of St. Louis. I salute all the Teamsters, but I wish you and the rest of the Teamsters luck. But with this bill, Mark, why can't these politicians? I'm running for state representative, and I'm not going to take a salary. I'm not going to take pension. I'm not going to take any per diem. I'm going to go up there because it'll be an honor to serve the people of the 114th District of Illinois. I wonder why we can't, if I'm elected, why I can't bring legislation to cut all the state senators and all the state representatives' pension in half. Because, Mark, unlike you, who's counting on that was your full-time job, these rotten, thieving, no-count, good-for-nothing, lousy son of a bitches are up there in Springfield on a part-time basis. Every day they're up there, Mark, they get $125 per diem. They get a pension for a part-time job, a lifetime pension, and they make $80,000, $90,000 a year. You know, Mark, it's a shame, isn't it?
It is, and I mean, it makes you wonder. You work your whole life, you try to obey the rules and do what you think is right, and it just seems like everything is upside down and backwards anymore.
Yeah, well, Mark, where do you live at, buddy? What area?
I live in Godfrey.
Godfrey, well, that's in Madison County, but election time's coming up in Madison County too, Mark. So you know what you have to do, and all the people listening, they know what they have to do. They have to get rid. And there's a big culture of corruption in Madison County, as there is in St. Clair County. We just don't have time to expose it at this point. But, Mark, I wish you and all the Teamsters the best, and I want to salute you guys. You never get saluted for all the jobs that are out there that the Teamsters do, that the unions do, that all the hard-working laborers do. But we want to salute you guys today and every day, and we want to wish you the best, Mark, and thanks for the call, buddy.
Well, I appreciate it, Bob, and keep shining the light on these no-good cockroaches. Maybe we can flush them out.
Hey, Mark, thank you very much. And I think, though, Mark, you may have to apologize to the cockroaches, because even the cockroaches aren't as bad as these son of a bitches. We talk about the school district. There's also something in the paper, this new agency that they're trying to get to the Belleville area, this security agency. They're going to give, St. Clair County's going to give 182 acres adjacent to Scott Air Base. Why don't we just cut a deal? If they're going to put up sites, they're going to put up new construction for advanced technology for this NGA, this intelligence agency. Why don't we, and Mayor, maybe you can chime in, the airport, the Mid-America Airport is in my district, and if I'm elected state representative, I will fight from Washington to China. I don't give a damn where I got to go. I want the taxpayers out of that debacle we call Mid-America Airport. Why couldn't, and I'm just asking you rhetorically, I don't know why the hell we can't just, if we're going to get this intelligence agency in here, let's just sell Mid-America Airport. They've got building, they've got land. Why are we going to build other places when we've got a vacant building right now?
Well, not knowing all the particular details, I agree with you 100%. But, do you remember a couple of years ago they used to have the gun club and how much money the county spent fighting the gun club?
I don't think the Muscogee people are happy with that.
The United States Air Force did not have a problem with the gun club.
Sweet Cakes did.
Yeah, he had a problem with the gun club. It would seem to me that if the St. Clair County Board will be honest and open enough to share all the information with all the board members about the airport, they will be in a better position than just laying a handful of guys on the Public Building Commission who nobody knows how their deliberations go. It's not public. They don't share all that information. I've had too many county board members saying to me, we don't know what's going on with the airport. We're just being asked to spend $13 to $15 million of taxpayers' money every year to bail out this thing. I think that it's excellent that the county would like to entertain an idea to bring more jobs and to share our land with the federal government to get those jobs. That's a great idea. But how about being transparent and open and letting everyone know, particularly the elected officials? You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of seeing St. Clair County operate like Cahokia. They're going to start taking some of the board members out of the meeting and having the sheriff deputies haul them out because they ask questions.
Yeah. You know, we've got, and Al Dunston, you're the chairman of Madison County. You want to get your fat ass. Now, if you want us to come up to Madison County, I'll be more than happy to, you idiot. He's saying that he supports Madison County in support of Chairman Kern and the county board and complimenting them on their job. And then it says that Mark Kern and members of the St. Clair County board stepped up and submitted an excellent What do you mean stepped up, you idiot, Dunston, in Madison County? Stepped up my ass. That's what we pay them, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000. It ain't stepping up. That's what they do. That's what we pay them for. But you see, now the idiots in Madison County, they're going to come down in support of St. Clair County. And there are some idiots in Madison County and Dunston. I think you're one of them. Give me a call. Toll free, 1-888-394-1430. Here on the east side, 394-1190. Now, you want to get your fat, stupid ass involved in this fight down in St. Clair County. You know, you can barely hold on to Madison County, so you better keep your ass up there in Madison County, up there in Edwardsville. But when you want to start complimenting Mark Kern for stepping up, that's what a county board chairman does, you idiot. But all these inbred bastards, that's all they think about, patting each other on the back. And some of them pat each other on the ass. And, you know, maybe some of them are transgender. They just don't know it. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio at its finest, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Hey, I appreciate the last call about pensions, Mark, but I tell you, the cockroach union just called, and they're demanding an apology from you for comparing the nice cockroaches of this world to the rotten, stinky, low-life, no-good-for-nothing, sleazy, greasy politicians. So I would hope that you would send an apology out to the cockroach union. We've got another call about the pensions. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
How are you doing today?
Fine, sir. How are you?
About the pension fund here again. There's a lot of fellas out here that we all see almost every day, and that's your Ameren workers. And I know several of them. I've got a lot of buddies that work for Ameren, and a lot of my buddies are already retired and have been for several years. And now, as of this past January, they lost 100% of their medical. They have no medical whatsoever now when they retire. And a lot of these young guys going in there may not even realize this, but they have no medical on their pension.
Sir, now how did they get away with that? Is that under the same omnibusman bill that Mark was talking about?
I have no idea. I mean, we all get together, we meet, and, we go hunting, we shoot guns together, we eat breakfast together on Sundays, different things. And, but, yeah, they're all very upset. And, this is a prime time where they need it in their 70s and mid-70s, getting up into their 80s, and they have no medical.
Yeah, Bud, I'll ask you this. If your union, I would assume they're fighting for you, but if Ameren, Illinois, can take away your medical benefits, how come they can't do what they did to Mark and the Teamsters and take half your pension away?
I don't know. It's probably coming out. I'm talking Ameren, Missouri right now, though. Now I don't know if Ameren, Illinois would do the same thing.
I'm sorry.
Or has done the same thing.
I just took it for granted.
They don't trust their workers. These guys are up here playing with electricity, and they could get zapped any time just with the blow of the wind or something.
Yeah.
But now they say they have no money to do this, to do that, and to do this. But they're putting cameras in every truck facing the driver.
Yeah.
And just to see what time he gets in his truck, what time these guys are out there doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, and I want to salute the Ameren because you're right, Bud. You get up there on one of those electrical lines, you may not come home to your family. So I want to salute you guys for a job well done.
In the last few years, there's been a few accidents. And these guys go all over. These guys are retired, and they will still go out to the hurricanes and the tornadoes, clear out on the East Coast or the West Coast or up in Minnesota or down to Florida. When there's something that happens, a bunch of these guys get together and they go.
Yeah, Bud, listen, I appreciate the call, but, Bud from Ameren, Missouri, he's right. And people listen to me. You've been listening the last 4, 5, 6 years. I ragged these rotten bastard politicians. These son of a bitches are up. Mark Sweetcakes Kern, the only thing that's dangerous that he plays with is that little thing dangling between his legs. But you hear this gentleman for Ameren, Missouri, you heard Mark about the Teamsters losing half their pay. These no-count greasy politicians, and you've heard me say it time and time again, they don't lose a damn thing. The people in Springfield, the state reps, the state senators, part-time job. Now, if they lose their pension, they've still got a full-time job to fall back on. They tell us, tighten your belts, times are rough. If I go to Springfield, I'll embarrass every one of these son of a bitches because they don't live on that salary, on that big salary they get for part-time positions. Most of them are doctor, lawyer, professional people. But to hear what Mark has said and what Bud has said, and people, if it can happen to Ameren, Missouri, if it can happen with the Teamsters, the strong Teamsters, it can happen to all of you. And it's going to happen because they're going to cut back because they got to put their people to work. But understand me, 2016 is the time when it's the perfect storm to get rid of these no-good son of a bitches that are taking care of them, their families, their friends. It's time to make a change, people. And sometimes I go crazy and get stupid. But I'm serious as a heart attack when I say your future, your children's future, your grandchildren's future are hinging on what comes up the next few years in our political setting. Let's put a stop to all this tax and spend. Let's get back to the reality of life that we're all going to have to suffer a little bit and quit taking care of our family and friends unless it's a family business. Then that's okay. Before we get on to wherever the hell we're going, back to East St. Louis about the police officers, and I hear that Carl and Roger Cook, and we've all called demanding there be some protection for the good people in East St. Louis, and I'll get to that momentarily. But Washington Park, you need some protection from Ray Coleman, the consulting out in Washington Park. I've got all the campaign disclosures, and I know this is kind of personal with me and the people in East St. Louis. People all throughout St. Clair County know Ray Coleman, but Ray, how the hell? He runs the election for Ann Rogers, a nice lady, the mayor of Washington Park. He gets total, through the election cycle, over $9,000 in consulting fees. He takes $9,000 out of the campaign funds of Ann Rogers running for mayor in 2013, running for mayor of Washington Park. Now, he got rewarded because he's a consultant at $70,000 a year. He gets reimbursed for his mileage. He gets reimbursed for his food. $71,000 a year, this idiot. And he lives up at, if you want to go by his nice house, he lives at 2713 Piper Court in Belleville, Illinois. He doesn't live anywhere close to Washington Park. But he had his dumbass out in East St. Louis, and Mrs. Greenwood came up to him during the strike, and he had no reason to be out there other than grandstanding. She told him to get his black ass back to Washington Park. So at one point in time, I have to salute the Greenwood family, and I want to salute Mrs. Greenwood for being a stand-up guy and telling that idiot to get off her porch and get back to Washington Park. But people, do you hear me? See, that's what's going on, not just in Washington Park. It's going on in Cahokia now with the McCalls. It's been going on in Belleville with Sprague and Kern and Barra Civic. These guys just take and take and take. But Ray Coleman, after making $71,000 a year as a consultant, he's not there 9 to 5. He's there a couple hours a day. He'll play games. He'll do whatever he thinks he's got to do. But this man made over $9,000 helping to get the mayor elected. That $9,000 could have went in to get her more advertising. But see, Ray Coleman, he doesn't give a damn about anybody but Ray Coleman. And Ray, if you got a problem, give me a call, 394-1190. And Ann Rogers, I don't know if you know, Mayor, that he's taken over $9,000 out of your campaign fund for his so-called consulting fees. What a piece of crap Ray Coleman is. And Ray, if you got a problem, again, give me a call. I've got a letter here from the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. The St. Clair County Freedom Coalition has reached out to Illinois state officials in Springfield and federal authorities in Washington, D.C. for public safety assistance for the good people, the proud people of East St. Louis. Roger Cook and Carl Officer have asked for Governor Bruce Rauner and United States Congressman Mike Voss to help in this police emergency. The city has enacted a layoff of 8 police officers, leaving only 1 police officer on the shift as of last Saturday night. The coalition is asking for immediate intervention with police assistance. Now, I'll tell you, I fought for it. Carl's fought for it. Roger Cook's fought for it. None of us. Well, I take that back. Carl does live in East St. Louis. Roger and I don't, but it's not a thing of where you live. It's a thing of the people living down there. Black, white, makes no difference. There's nice families down there. They deserve the same protection I deserve in Belleville, that Roger Cook deserves in St. Laborie, that everybody throughout this county and this country deserves. You don't play black and white for a family safety. If there's a dead kid there, it's a kid. It's not black kid. It's not white kid. But Carl Officer, Roger Cook, we're going to fight for the good people of East St. Louis, because if this happened in Belleville, I wouldn't want Roger Cook and Carl Officer fighting for me. It's happening in East St. Louis, people. A lot of us don't live there, but we go through there. And even if we never touch foot in East St. Louis, those proud families down there are just as important in the scheme of things of life than any family in Springfield and Washington, D.C. Don't give a damn if there's poverty down there. What trumps poverty is family safety. And Carl Officer, it just pisses me off that these rotten bastards, where's the mayor at on this? Where's Eddie the Gerbil Jackson? Where's Claiborne? Where's all these plantation Negroes who take their money and run out of the black community and let the black community fend for themselves?
Well, Bob, let me tell you something. I think that you know my position, but simply put, there is a more than enough money to play for these 8 officers. The question is whether or not the citizens of East St. Louis want to continue to support a political regime that cares more about hiring political people and not public safety officials. That's really what this boils down to. That they can get away with laying off 8 police officers and still continue to keep high-paid political positions, and the citizens don't complain about it. Citizens don't react to it. The citizens keep allowing the same thing to go over and over again. That's criminally wrong. But I fail to think that I'm hoping that the governor will be able to intercede with some assistance from his agencies. I'm hoping that Congressman Voss will be able to perhaps maybe persuade the Justice Department to do as they did in St. Louis, as they did just recently in Belleville, almost $2 million for the SUV grant that happened in the city of Belleville. 8 officers, I identified, and you were with me on Tuesday, I identified a funding source that can bring 16 officers back to the streets right now today and not cost the taxpayers of East St. Louis or St. Clair County a dime. But they don't want to hear that. They don't want to use good, sound economic logic. It's all about pleasing their bosses, their overseers, their masters, their plantation handlers in Belleville. It is not about pleasing and protecting the people of East St. Louis.
You know, we talked with City Manager Parks Tuesday when we were, Monday when we were out there broadcasting live. And I let him speak his piece, as everybody heard, but he gave the old okey-doke. He's driving around in a new car. They tell me Roy Mosley Jr. is driving around in a new big truck. That all these guys, and Mayor, it just happens to be that all these people are people that can get votes for the politicians in Belleville. And you were down there and you fought the system for many, many years, when the hell are the proud, and I know it's a rhetorical question because you can't speak for all of them, but at some point in time, are they going to quit falling for the old okey-doke? Are they going to quit falling for the guy that comes up to them and says, you got to vote this way? It's not going to do the people that vote that way any good. It's the politicians that want that vote to come out for the bull crap going on in Belleville. They're the ones that benefit. The vast majority of people in East St. Louis don't benefit from anything anybody that they put in office, and especially the white guys up here in Belleville. When the hell are we going to wise up? We're going to wise those good people up down there.
I think they're wising up on a daily basis, partly because of this radio broadcast. And I think the other part is because they now have an alternative to the Freedom Coalition. And I also think that what is happening is that they're seeing that road to freedom is a clear road. They're seeing that road to freedom is an open road. And they're seeing that road to freedom. When I say freedom, I'm talking about economic, political, and spiritual freedom, so they no longer have to have their souls cast into the abyss of servitude to one political way of life, and that is by the culture of corruption. These people are seeing the light, and I just happen to feel they're going to be making this change. You're not going to be able to lie to these folks every day, and they're going to quietly, passively take it. They're not taking this anymore.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are very proud to be the Patriot. I had several calls. Hey, Dunston, people in Madison County said, keep your ass out of St. Clair County politics. And it's got here, Madison County and Dunston is proud to support Chairman Kern. You're proud? What are you proud of, Dunston? You've done a piss poor, see, I wasn't going to get on your lame ass, but you've done a piss poor job up in Madison County, and you're going to come down here? It's like Bozo the Clown endorsing a candidate for office. I don't know if that's very good, Dunston, so keep your fat, greasy ass up in Madison County. Don't worry about your good people in Madison County. Worry about doing a good job for them other than having your head all up. There must be something up Kern's ass that maybe there's a gold mine. Everybody wants their head up Mark Sweet Cakes Kern's ass, and one of these days, when I get completely pissed, I'm going to give you the story, the backdrop on the nickname Sweet Cakes. I don't know if he's listening to me today. He's probably out swinging on the porch with his lovely hairy-ass skank, Mrs. Skank Kern. Skank, the Sasquatch Skank. That's her new name. I think she'll be calling me maybe tomorrow. I think she really likes me. But anyway, you guys up in Madison County, down in Monroe County, you know, you've got enough problems of your own. When you start propping up an idiot like Mark Sweet Cakes Kern, that shows you that you're just as stupid, if not more stupid, than they are. You've got problems. You've lost 3 or 4 county spots up there, Dunston, the chairman of the Madison County. You've lost 3 or 4, maybe going to lose more, but you're going to come down and support and proudly support Mark Sweet Cakes Kern. What an idiot. Mary, you know, here in East St. Louis, they had the teacher situation. You had the police department situation. I never saw Kern. I never saw Sprague. I never saw Barra-Civic. I never saw my opposition next year, Eddie the Gerbil Jackson. And I say gerbil because he's alls up every white boy's ass. I didn't see the Senator Foghorn. I say Buckwheat Claiborne, and I did say Buckwheat. I didn't see any of these people come down here and fight to help the teachers, which in turn would have helped the students. All the students who have parents that vote down in East St. Louis. I didn't see a one of them out there because they're inbred with the school district. They're inbred with these bastards in Springfield. They just stay away except election. I guarantee you, Jackson and Claiborne and Kern, they'll be out election day. They'll be down in East St. Louis. They kiss ass for one day, and you got to kiss their ass for 364 days. We talked about it before the break. I think the good, proud, intelligent people of East St. Louis, I think they've had it. With the culture of corruption, with what's been going on for 20, 30, 40 years. They've been promised this, and they've got nothing but crapped on down in East St. Louis.
Well, I think it speaks volumes at the silence of the leadership when they don't speak up or try to give a clear position, first with the public education. I mean, most of our money comes from Springfield by way of Washington. We haven't heard anything from our leadership on that. We have not heard anything from the county level officers. And, you know, it's even a little more crucial. I did not hear one single word from any school board members. I didn't hear one single word from any council members. I didn't hear one single word from one elected official. How can your kids be out for a whole month and not one public official opened their mouths or spoke in any way to try to make a move on selling the situation? And what's even more disturbing about that now, 8 police officers laid off and not one person in the city council or one precinct committee. Nobody has said a word about the police department not being staffed at a proper level. You know, there's something inherently wrong. I don't believe that the people of East St. Louis are going to continue to accept this. They're starting to realize very clearly now. At one point, they had an attitude, Bob, well, we can't fight them, the politics. Now they've got an avenue in which to fight back. Some of them are going to do it in a silent majority way, but now they've got an avenue. They've got a revenue stream. They've got a venue, and part of that is the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. They've now got somewhere to go other than on the plantation to the back of the outhouse and down in the pig trough. Now they can stand up and they can fight back with that master. Yeah. They can fight back against their overseers, and they're going to be shocked. They're going to be surprised in 2016 to find out that the people aren't going to take this abuse and this disrespectful attitude any longer.
I agree with you, Mayor. I think for the good people of East St. Louis, and not just East St. Louis, throughout the county, you can stand loud and proud because it's coming. The St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, people, it is a movement. It is a movement. Democrats, Republicans, independents, men, women, black and white. And we say it day in and day out. We want to get that. We want to emphasize that. You people in East St. Louis, the proud community, both black and white, below the hill, Washington Park, Fairmont, all over Caseyville. you guys can come with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. We're not about politics. We're about good government. We're about honest and fair government. And Carl Officer was right. Years back, you had nowhere to go. You don't want to start a fight that you don't think you can win. But we can win this fight in 2016, people. We can all unite. We can all stand up. We don't have to be afraid. I'm a poor boy from the Roosevelt homes. I beat these bastards in court. I embarrassed them in court. I embarrassed them with billboards. And if I can do it, you sure to hell can do it, because I'm no better than anybody listening. We're all the same. Let's don't let these bastards, these bullies, you know the bully syndrome. Nobody wants to fight the bully. One person, and I started it. We fought the bully, and the bully did nothing because the bully is weak. It's the perception that God, Sprague, and Kern, and they're all so strong, Barra Civic. They're not strong. We're strong. The people are strong. And together, we can defeat this culture of corruption. Don't let them scare you. Don't let them intimidate you, because this movement's going strong. And this time next year, you're going to see some major changes in St. Clair County, some changes that you may say, are they going to be better? And I would say to that, they can't. They can't get any worse. I've said, going out getting petition signed, that I'm probably the second worst candidate running for state representative in the 114th district of this great state of Illinois. The first worst is Eddie the Gerbil Jackson, the man sitting there in the seat now for 6-8 years who's done nothing. I go all throughout my district. They don't even know who the hell Eddie Jackson is. I guarantee you a lot of you people in East St. Louis don't ever see Eddie Jackson. He doesn't call and ask how you want him to vote on legislation. No, he makes one call to Madigan in Chicago. And whatever that white boy tells him to do, that black boy just steps and fetches all the way. And if that's what you want, keep Eddie Jackson in, keep Claiborne in, keep Kern in. But if you want to change, and the change gotta be better, because it can't get any worse. If you want to change, come along with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition in 2016. Men, women, you heard me, black, white, Democrats, Republicans, independents. Let's don't have a label. The only label we want are true Americans that want to take back this great country of ours. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and as always, we are very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow. We'll fight day in and day out. It is. It's like Groundhog's Day. You get up. You brush your teeth. Decent people, not the politicians. We wipe our butts after we take a crap. But these politicians, they can't wipe their butts after they take a crap, because they're always taking a crap. They'd be wiping their ass. They're taking a crap on us. On us, the good people. We can play games. I can go crazy. But at the end of the day, it's your families that are counting on you. The coalition is the vehicle to help your families. Yes, you're helping the coalition destroy this culture of corruption, but the coalition is helping you get your pride back, get your dignity back, get your respect back that they've stolen from you, that they've raped you. They've raped me. They've raped all of us. So if you want to sit back and be raped, you want to sit back and have your family disrespected, you want to sit back and have no integrity in this life, then sit back and let them do what they've done. But if you want to stand proud and loud, come with us, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, and together, men, women, black, white, Democrats, Republicans, independents, you hear me, we're all in this together. It trumps any kind of political process. This is a movement of the people, and together we can unite. We can continue day in and day out to expose. And come election day, if not sooner, if the government don't come in and put all their greasy, sleazy criminal asses in jail, if that doesn't happen, we can destroy them in the first Tuesday in November 2016. Destroy them politically, of course. Right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and All-American Station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQZ, St. Louis.